This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. What is operant conditioning? This theory is also referred to as instrumental conditioning or Skinnerian conditioning theory. This theory was coined by Burgess Frederick Skinner. Skinner was a behaviorist from Harvard. He proposed this theory in the 20th century. However, this theory was based on Thorndike's law of effect. To study behavior, Skinner had to conduct scientific experiments in laboratories. Rats were used as specimens in his experiments. They would be placed in a box known as the Skinner box. Both Skinner and Thorndike used boxes in their studies. Thorndike's box was known as the puzzle box. In order to study behavior effectively, behaviorists had to make certain assumptions. Behaviorists believe psychology is a science, and as such, to study psychology, it would involve the use of experiments. Behaviorists also believe that behavior can only be observed. They also believe that learning is similar in both humans and animals. Operant conditioning is a learning model through which people are rewarded or punished for their behavior. This means that for every behavior, there is a consequence. The theory attempts to change behavior by using either reinforcement or punishment. After conducting thorough research, Skinner developed 3 types of responses that he observed from his experiments. Punishers. This can be described as responses that discourage behavior from being repeated. This will help kill behavior. Reinforcement. These are events that encourage behavior to be repeated. Reinforcement, according to Skinner, can either be positive or negative. Neutral operant. These responses seem not to encourage or discourage behavior. Positive and negative reinforcement. Reinforcement is an event that seeks to encourage the occurrence of a behavior. Reinforcement is said to strengthen behavior. To study reinforcement, Skinner used rats in the Skinner box. The cage had a lever. Whenever the rat touched the lever, a food pellet would drop. Within no time, the rat had learned that by touching the lever, it would be able to get food. In another study, a rat was placed in a Skinner box. In this case, an electric current was introduced in the box. This was supposed to cause discomfort to the rat. As the rat ran in the box, it would touch a lever that would switch off the electric current. After repeating the experiment severally, Skinner noted that immediately after the rat was placed in the box, it would go straight to the lever and touch it. Positive reinforcement. This seeks to encourage the occurrence of a behavior or trait. For each behavior, there is a consequence. A good example is when a parent promises his or her child money if they got good grades. The child will likely perform better by working hard to get good grades. Negative reinforcement. Unpleasant consequences or events can also help strengthen behavior. Unlike positive reinforcement, where actions are rewarded here, vice versa happens. A good example is when a parent agrees with his or her child that if they fail to get good grades, they will pay the parent a certain amount of money. The negative consequence will make the child work hard as they would not want to pay their parents the agreed sum of money. After carefully looking at both positive and negative reinforcement, I would conclude that negative reinforcement is the most effective. In the case of positive reinforcement, if the child does not get good grades, he or she will not lose anything. But in negative reinforcement, the child has no option but to work hard and get good grades. This makes negative reinforcement the most effective compared to positive reinforcement. Applying the operant behavior to shape behavior. Students normally tend to be notorious for not completing their assignments on time. This is because some of them are lazy or are usually doing other things instead of doing their homework. This behavior should be discouraged. This is because handing in the assignments late robs the tutor of enough time to mark the assignments. The tutor is usually forced to look for alternative times or even work overtime to complete marking the assignments. To change this behavior, I would create a reinforcement schedule. This would encourage the students to change their behavior and submit their assignments on time. To do this, I would employ a system whereby the students would be liable to pay $5 every time they submitted their assignments late. Students would be submitting their assignments in time to avoid paying this amount. Conclusion of operant conditioning. Operant conditioning theory can be used to change behavior. Using positive or negative reinforcement, we can encourage or discourage a certain trait we desire. By employing this theory proposed by Skinner, we could shape behavior. This can be done by either rewarding or punishing behavior. Studies have shown that operant conditioning is the most suitable learning model that can be used to change behavior in both humans and animals. If you want to find more works like this essay on operant conditioning, what is it and how it works, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.